The Cotswold Way is a 100-mile trail from Chipping Campden to the Roman city of Bath. The trail follows the western edge of the Cotswold Hills, journeying through rolling pastures, Neolithic burial barrows, stately homes, historic battle sites, old woodlands, and of course the honey-coloured villages that make the Cotswolds so special and unique. Like I was, you'll hope to be captivated by the pure beauty and charm of this winsome land, as well as its intriguing ancient history. The Cotswolds are truly unique. Frozen in time, it's almost as though you travel back to the 18th or 17th or even the 16th century, with the old stone buildings and the natural landscapes remarkably well preserved. I hiked this trail in August 2024. The weather was generally sunny and mild, with the odd atmospheric misty day. This is the only long distance trail to date which I've hiked without my tent and camping supplies, as I opted for alternative accommodation along the route, such as camping pods, shepherd's huts and guest houses. As with all of my trails, I met plenty of lovely people, as well as an array of adorable animals, domesticated, wild and farm animals alike. Taken on undulating terrain of the continuous rolling hills, I faced challenges, but each day on this trail was truly as wonderful as the last. So come along with me as I navigate this charming, rustic and quintessentially English part of the world on the Cotswold Way. Good morning guys, what a beautiful day already. It's going to be another hot 30 degrees today, nice and sunny. It's August 13th 2024, about 9 AM. Just set off about 15 minutes ago from the shepherd's hut. It's about 3/4 of a mile straight uphill to, basically I'm heading back to Broadway Tower where I left the trail. I could have taken like a shortcut and gone, but I thought it's just direct up this hill. It's not very far, just uphill. So it's been alright actually, you know. It's not, because it's the morning, it's not as hot as it's gonna be, and there's been a lot of shade from trees, so it's been alright to be honest so far. And I'm just excited for today and the sunshine and all the views. I'm going to be passing through Broadway very soon, so that'll be nice, like a nice little proper Cotswold village. I'll probably be there in about a couple miles, I reckon. Now back on the Cotswold Way. I think that was like a good, yeah, like a mile off route, so I've done an extra mile or 2 miles there and back. God, I'm just so lucky to be here. I just saw the views open up. I think just beyond these trees you'll see Broadway, and all the way to the horizon. Just see the horizon, and it's like kind of hazy, but it's also quite a clear day, as you can see. But oh god, it's just the views, man. They're so, well, not at the minute because of the trees, but what I've just seen, like, they're so expansive and panoramic. Getting like a proper glimpse of the views of, you know, this whole area, the Cotswolds. It's like, it's flat and it's farmland. It's just beautiful. I love a good rugged, hilly, mountainous landscape, but I also love a beautiful, like, rolling hills, little villages and hamlets and wheat fields kind of view. So yeah, there you go. It's coming back into view now. Look at that. Wow. What a start to this day. Oh my god, I just hope the camera does it justice, because what I'm seeing with my eyes, it's beautiful. It's picturesque and serene. There's a cute little bench there. I think Broadway is just behind this tree. You'll see the little village.
It's difficult to describe just how it felt to be here on this perfect warm morning out in these fields, knowing that at the end of this path I'd be walking into the jewel of the Cotswolds. And as well as being present and in the moment, your mind can't help but wander off in deep imagination of traipsing through these lands centuries back, what residents and travellers would have seen, heard, smelled or thought back then, what troubles and dramas they were having, what they loved and who they loved, how different they were from us and what similarities we'd share. As I looked over the vast landscape before me of towns and hamlets preserved like they once were, it's a stark reminder and realisation of the lives lived and memories shared between people long since gone, and stories, so many stories, silly, harrowing, deep, complex, romantic and devastating, and you really do feel all of that here. At the bottom of these steps, I'd meet a woman looking for directions to Broadway Tower, as it wasn't very visible from this section of the hill. I thought I'd switched off my camera for the conversation and didn't know that I was still recording. It was just a brief and simple conversation, but I'll leave some of it in just because.
Oh, good morning, you're right.
I'm actually looking for, what's it called? The tower?
Oh, Broadway Tower? It's just up there, so from there, for about, I'd say 20 minutes maybe.
Oh my god, that's a long... I come from in the town.
Yeah, I took that picture at 5 past. It's 20 past now.
Oh, so I'm heading in the right direction?
Yeah, it's
because I just thought...
You're on the path, yeah.
I thought, if it's this big, why can't I see it anywhere?
There's a lot of false summits.
And I'm looking around thinking, I cannot see a tower.
Yeah,
so I thought, well...
Yeah, don't worry, it's up there. It's up there. It's taken me 15 minutes to walk down, so walking up might be a bit longer, maybe 20.
Okay. As long as I'm heading in the right direction, I don't mind.
Stick to the path.
When I asked the lady, she said, yeah, take the public footpath, which I found, which is up by the roundabout. And then she said, it's all marked. Broadway Tower.
Okay.
I haven't seen one Broadway Tower. I've seen lots of, you know, the public footpath, so I thought, oh, well, I'll just keep following them.
I didn't see any Broadway Tower signs, but as long as you follow signs for the Cotswold Way, it takes you through there.
Perfect.
So, yeah, it's just follow the path.
I'll keep going.
You'll be alright.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so much
day.
for your help.
No worries.
Have a good day.
You too. There's Broadway just there. So, just a little bit further downhill. And I don't know if I've mentioned, today is going to be a pretty long day, so I think the mileage I'm looking at between 15 and 20 miles. Hopefully I won't make it there too late. I'll try not to stop for too long today when I do stop, and stop like I am now. But I've been taking like loads of pictures and obviously videos and stopping to look at the flowers, so I'm not completely beelining my way there, which I don't want to do. I want to experience the trail and proper take it in, you know, but at the same time I need to keep a good pace. So I've made some pretty good ground already today. I've been walking for an hour. I've done just over 2 miles and I'm just heading into Broadway now, as you can see. I think if there's a cafe that I come across, I'll go in for like a quick bite, because I've had some ginger biscuits and lemon and ginger tea this morning, but I fancy like a sandwich, you know, something for breakfast, or I suppose it's nearly lunch now. It's like 10:30, late breakfast, brunch, whatever. But I fancy like something savoury, like a sandwich, you know, or a panini, or I don't know, something like that, or a toasty, I'm not sure, but very excited. Wow, look at this already.
Broadway, often referred to as the Jewel of the Cotswolds, is a village that lies just over the border in Worcestershire, where the Cotswolds meet the Vale of Evesham. Broadway gets its name after its gracious, grass-fringed main street, which is one of the longest high streets in England. Its position along the track, or Broadway, gave its name, Bradaway, which naturally, over time, turned into Broadway. Broadway has been documented as far back as 1900 BC, and after Roman rule came the Anglo-Saxons, with evidence of small Anglo-Saxon farms and graves where knives, spears, beads and brooches were excavated in the 1950s. In the 1600s, Broadway was a busy stagecoach stop on the route from Worcester to London, but as coach travel declined, the village mellowed into a sleepy backwater. When William Morris, the leading influence in the arts and crafts movement, adopted the hilltop Broadway Tower as his country retreat in 1800, many of the village's handsome buildings were run down, making it an ideal affordable base for artists. Among the Victorian creatives who colonised Broadway were the American painters John Singer Sargent, Francis Millett and Edwin Austin Abbey. Francis Millett, who came to the village in 1885, not only moved in with his family in Farnham House, but acquired the 14th century Abbott's Grange, which he restored and converted into a studio. He was soon joined by several artist friends who established, in keeping with the fashion at the time, a kind of artist colony, such as existed in Newlyn and Whitby. Victorian poet Edmund Gosse described the 14th century converted art studio Abbott's Grange thus: "A medieval ruin, a small ecclesiastical edifice, which was very roughly repaired so as to make a kind of refuge for us, and there, in the morning, Henry James and I would write, while Abbey and Millett painted on the floor below, and Sargent and Parsons tilted their easels just outside. We were all within shouting distance, and not much serious work was done, for we were in towering spirits and everything was food for laughter. Henry James was the only sedate one of all, benign, indulgent but grave, and not often unbending beyond a genial chuckle.
Blue sky come bearing up before us, we hang on the hem of your gown. Blue sky come, promise not to leave us, tarry not to our town. There's a darkness in the valley, heavy branches crack and spit. If we holler, will you hurry? Can you hear us through the wind? Blue sky calm, dancing in between us, take us up, lay us down. Blue sky calm, promise not to leave us, tarry not to our town. There's a violence under our feet, running stitches through our homes. Bring a lantern, bring it quickly. Joy's not to be a crone. Blue sky come, hearken to our chorus, tie us to your golden crown. Blue sky come, promise not to leave us, tarry not to our town, tarry not to our town, tarry not to our town, tarry not to our town.
Feeling hungry and with countless cafes and tea rooms to choose from along the high street, I chose Hunter's Tea Room and ordered a delicious egg mayo sandwich on granary bread with a side salad and a double espresso. I just loved the vibe in here with a true cottage feel. It was just what you'd expect from a cozy little cafe in the Cotswolds. With the exposed stone walls, it was just a perfect blend of cottagecore meets rustic farmhouse. Feeling full and refreshed, I made my way back on the trail, soon to be leaving Broadway, but excited to know that I'd be shortly passing through more spectacular hamlets and villages of Stanton, Stanway and Winchcombe. True to its artistic heritage, nowadays Broadway is well known for its creative charm, with antiques and art still playing a prominent role in its legacy. With a variety of galleries, it's easy to find unique works from both local and nationally recognised artists. As an artist myself, I found this all very exciting and felt a good connection here, though I had little time to browse such shops, galleries and boutiques as I had a long day's hiking ahead of me. I will return here and explore with a slower pace, as shopping and browsing in Broadway is less about high street brands and last minute deals, but more about discovering unique pieces and hidden gems that reflect the village's deep historical roots, and that is just my kind of thing.
Tell you what, that was a bit of a climb out of Broadway then. Just through that field and up. Wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't sweltering today. Anyway, there is Broadway Tower. So where I've come from today, I've come from beyond there. Just about 3/4 of a mile down the hill, or a mile down the hill from there. Up, over, down and here. So yeah, it looks like I could have just gone straight line and cut that out, but I didn't want to cut Broadway out, and I'm so glad that I didn't. It was beautiful and proper Cotswolds, you know, so that's why I'm doing this walk. So anyway, God, can't wait to get in that shade. There's Broadway Tower again. It's cool that you can still see it, even though it feels like I've been walking, well, I have been walking for ages since there, but it still looks fairly close by. But it's because I've done kind of like a loop. That's just how the trail goes. Oh God, it's hot. So the next little village I'll be passing through is Stanton. That's in like a couple miles, I think. I think it's up over this hill and then down and around that way. So yeah, I need to, something that I should have done in Broadway was pick up some water. I've got like, it's attached to me so I can't really like angle it. I've got like half a bottle, so it'll last me till then, but it will not last me until Bishop's Cleeve. I'm gonna see how I'm doing for time when I get to Winchcombe, because the place I'm staying tonight, it's someone's kind of like it's like letting out the room. It's like a B&B but on Airbnb. I'm sure you guys know how it works. So I don't want to get there too late because I feel like it's just a bit rude if I turn up like after 10 or 9 or something. Oh, there's cows and calves there. So you know, for their sake, I wouldn't want to get there too late. I just feel like it's a bit rude to rock up after sunset, or too long after sunset anyway. But when I have more of an idea as to how long I'll be, I'll give them an ETA. This is just a long day. I just underestimated the length of, well, I mean, I think I just underestimated the route. It's not been tough. I mean, that bit coming out of Broadway was just because of the sun, like it is now. It's just a bit much, you know. I don't want to get heat stroke. I really don't want to get heat stroke or sunstroke, so I'm a bit worried about that. I just stick to the shade and get as much water as I possibly can, and keep applying sun cream. I should have brought a hat. That's something I forgot. I've got sunglasses on, but I totally forgot a hat, like a nice kind of light coloured hat so it doesn't absorb the heat. If I see one, I might pick one up. So yeah, anyway, look at these cows.
Hiking in 30 degrees Celsius heat really is something, and as beautiful as the bright golden sunshine looks, it definitely adds another layer of challenge to the hike. Despite impending potential dehydration and sunburn on my fair freckled skin, and yes, I did keep reapplying sun cream, nothing could have taken me out of the moment as I approached Stanton. And yeah, despite the heat that it brought, I was so thankful for such beautiful weather, as the sunshine really did bring out all of the colours and enhance the pure beauty of this marvellous place. This is Stanton, and I felt like I was in a fairy tale. Stanton is an outstandingly beautiful village. It's what dreams are made of. Picture the perfect village and this is it. A place that would inspire anyone to become a poet or a painter. Only a small village. Here there are no shops, no guest houses, no tea rooms, so no tourists, but there is a pub. You might think that Stanton seems to have remained oblivious to its own perfection, or rather, it knows how to keep its peace. The village, situated on the lower slopes of Shenbarrow Hill, can easily be explored in under an hour, but will make you want to stay forever. Along Main Street is lined with picturesque 16th and 17th century Cotswold stone cottages, many featuring the mullioned windows, steep gables and thatched roofs that have given the Cotswold region such a distinctive character. The village, built almost completely of Cotswold stone, the honey-coloured Jurassic limestone, has been described as architecturally the most distinguished of the smaller villages in the North Cotswolds by English philanthropist David Berry. The Daily Telegraph described Stanton in 2017 as arguably the most beautiful Cotswold village of them all. The Huffington Post said, "It's one of the prettiest and idyllic, unspoilt villages of the Cotswolds." And I, Jennifer Stevens, state that Stanton is the picture-perfect village that would inspire anyone to become a poet or a painter. So you can stick that on Wikipedia. The village was carefully restored by the architect Sir Philip Sidney Stott, renowned for his work in his home county of Lancashire, which is also my home county. He was one of the last architects to adopt the concrete floor, preferring triple brick arches supported on steel beams. In a career spanning over 40 years, he designed mills throughout Lancashire with an aggregate total of 9 million spindles. These accounted for 44% of the increase of spinning capacity of the county between 1887 and 1925. Stott's mills were identified by 2 corbelled rings of brickwork on the chimney. Although his practice continued to design cotton mills, there emerged another facet of Philip Stott's architectural work, that in arts and crafts style. By 1906, he amassed sufficient wealth to purchase the estate of Stanton Court, an edifice of a stately manor house dating from around 1620. Stott purchased this Jacobean manor at auction in 1906 for the sum of £26,971. Nowadays, that amount is the equivalent to just shy of £3 million. Given that Stanton Court was put up for sale in 2023 for £14 million, I'd say that he got a rather nice deal given the £11 million difference. However, it wasn't in the state that it is today, and Stott described his acquisition, perhaps with some exaggeration, as derelict. He began a systematic program of improvement work which eventually encompassed every building in the village, continuing until his death in 1937. Stott began with his own house, Stanton Court, and almost immediately he built a reservoir to provide the village with running water. Later he furnished the village with a swimming pool, extensions and heating to the school, a parish hall and electric street lighting featuring lanterns on wrought iron brackets, very much in the arts and crafts style and to Stott's own design. Philip Sidney Stott moved permanently to Stanton Court in 1913 and continued to repair and improve the village to a state of almost unbelievable perfection until his death. Historian Nicholas Pevsner considered it architecturally perhaps the finest of the Cotswold villages.
Okay, so I didn't actually see any shops in Stanton, so I still need water. I'm pretty low now. I've got maybe about 2 mouthfuls left. Luckily, I brought my Sawyer mini water filter, so as long as I find a river or a source of water, I can filter it out, because like I'm getting so thirsty. I have obviously been drinking what I can, but it's just hot. And I'm trying not to just down it all now. I think on my maps it says there's like a river nearby down here. I hope it's accessible, and I hope that it is actually a river and that it's running. If not, I don't know, just have to see. So the next 2 villages are Stanway and then Stanway, and then Hales. But they look so tiny. But the next town then is Winchcombe, and I'm about from Broadway, just under halfway there. So I'm not at my halfway point for the day just yet. It's 2 o'clock, so I'm not actually doing too bad considering that I set off just after 9, like 9:30, and I've had a half an hour stop at that cafe. So pretty on track, but I just need to find water, to be honest. So hopefully I do spot the river. Yeah, there's a couple. I'm looking at my maps now, there's at least a couple, so it's fine. I'll be alright. I've not got a headache yet, which is good, because I really just do not want heat stroke. That's what I'm really trying to avoid. I'm staying in the shade as much as possible. My head before was hurting a little bit, like mild headache, and then I sat in the shade for a bit, drank some water, feel okay. I do have painkillers, but I'll take them if I really need them. I am really enjoying myself though. I'm having such a good time, I'm not gonna lie. I just love it. I absolutely love it. Broadway and then Stanton were incredible. Like, what stunning places, seriously. I mean, as you could see, I filmed it for you guys to see and for me to look back on, and oh god, it's just so nice. Proper beautiful. When I got into Stanton, I actually nearly cried, and I was like, no, I mustn't waste water. Sorry, it's a bit breezy. But it's so picturesque, so I'm in proper good spirits and everything. I love all these crickets I can hear and grasshoppers. Really adds to the ambience. Oh god, it's just so beautiful, and yeah, just aware of how lucky I am to be here. Okay, so that's the river that's showing on the map. Let me just show you. Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting any water from there. Not only can I not really get to it without injuring myself, but there's like just a bit of mud there, so my water would filter it, but there's not enough there to be worth it. I'm not like, how long can it last without water? It's something like 3 days, I think. I don't know. I mean, there's no way it's gonna be that. Oh my god. Basically, if I don't get any in the next hour, then I think I'll be suffering. I'm alright now. I'm not as thirsty. Maybe because I've been walking in the shade, I don't know. But I just hope there is a proper water source, at least in these 2 villages. Like, if I'm desperate, I might just ask someone. I might just ask, if I see someone outside the house, I might just be like, please can I fill this up? I don't know if it'll come to that, but I'd rather do that than, just be dehydrated, severely dehydrated. God, why didn't I buy a bottle in Broadway? God's sake. Just didn't think about it. I really didn't. Just slipped my mind completely. And I'm one to always have more than enough water on me, whether that be on my hikes or just day to day, because I drink a lot of water as it is, and I hate the feeling of being dehydrated. So I drink more water than the next person probably. So, oh god, come on. I just want to see something, even like a puddle with enough water, but it's not going to be a puddle in this heat. Something I can scoop up with my filter bag and then squeeze it out through my filter. But I don't know, just rambling now, trying to take my mind off it by talking about it somehow. Anyway, this is beautiful. These trees, oh my god, let's take a few pictures actually. Yeah, as I was saying, when I do my hikes and stuff, even when I bring my water filter with me, I always carry multiple bottles of water in my bag to like prepare. This is like the first time this has happened to me, other than that one time in Greece. And I had to, God, I don't, if you guys haven't seen that video, right, so let me just quickly tell you the story of that. If you have, then you'll know exactly what I'm going to say. So I went wild camping in Greece like a month before COVID, lockdown, all that stuff, in February 2020. It's on my channel, watch it, it's only a short video. But anyway, I went wild camping on my own on a mountain, and it was February, right, but one of the days was as hot as this, I'm not even kidding, it was like mid-20s. And well, it's Greece, you know, I expect it. And all the riverbeds were dried up, and as it showed in my maps, it showed us rivers, but like what I've experienced here, they've all kind of dried up. So I was like, God, what am I going to do? Anyway, I hear a trickling of water, and I'm like, oh my god. So I go down to this creek. It sounded cool, I don't know what that was. Down to this creek, through the bushes, and I get some water. Anyway, a shepherd or a goat herd, because he had loads of goats with him, came up to me and was speaking to me in Greek, and obviously I don't speak a word of Greek, and he didn't speak much English. He was just saying goat and stuff and pointing to the river. So either he meant the goats have been drinking out of that, or the goats have been pissing in that, I don't know. But I was like, oh, it's okay, I've got my filter, because it'll filter out like anything, you know, it'll filter out parasites and stuff and everything, all, you know, bacteria and stuff. So I was, you know, I was trying to tell him, okay, but you know, it's fine. Anyway, not a minute later, not even a minute later, I get up from the creek and I go to the path which I saw him on. In this path, you've got a view range, like a vantage point of like every possible direction, and he was not there. He was not there, and his goats were not there, and his goats have big bells around their necks, and I didn't hear any bells. And he was nowhere to be seen. It was probably about 30-40 seconds later. Like, where could he have gone? It was so weird, and he was dressed like a proper, like, in the old cloth robe, you know, like, think about, like, you know, the shepherds and in the Bible and stuff, you know, like those stories. That is how he was dressed, and he even had like a big wooden staff with a curved handle. He even had one of them, like a proper, like, someone had just like drawn him out of a storybook or something. And you know, because he was Greek as well, and his skin was very tanned and wrinkled, and he looked ancient, and it was a very cool experience and encounter. But like, it freaked me out, because I was just like, right, where's he gone? Like, was there a path I didn't know about that he just took? I don't know. I could see everywhere, I could see every path, because I was quite high up, but I don't know. Anyway, that's the story. In case you haven't heard it. Yeah, hopefully I can get to water soon. I'll just stick to the shade.
Stanway is a quiet Cotswold village graced by the Stanway Water Gardens, a Baroque garden featuring a 300-foot high fountain, the single highest gravity-fed fountain in the UK, and a grand canal beside Stanway House, a Jacobean manor house that dominates the village.
I wonder what's going on there. my god. So the tea rooms, I was like, oh my god, there's a tea rooms, and I was like, in my head I was going nuts. I was like, oh my god, yes, thank god, get some water, maybe, I don't know, something else like a tea or something. Anyway, there was a massive queue. I turned the corner because apparently there's like a fountain there that people see, and it was like 20 people long, and I could have just been like, well, I'm just after some water, but I didn't want to be that person. And they said something like, the tea rooms, well, there was someone I was speaking to in the queue, a couple of people actually, and they were like, well, we don't know if the tea rooms require the entry fee to the grounds. So I was like, oh man, payday isn't for a few days. I couldn't do that anyway. What? Watermill? That sounds promising. Watermill means there's water nearby. Anyway, and then I'll try this. And then I tried the church, because I thought, oh, churches, they're always out for, like, you know, helping people and stuff, so they'll let me have some water. It was bloody shut. Typical. Anyway, Watermill, that must mean there's a river nearby. I can hear this, but I can't access this. It's fenced off. So there was a woman at the front of the watermill, I think it was like taking entry tickets or something, taking entry payments, and I asked her, I said, is there anywhere to fill up my water? And she said there's a toilet around the corner, which is here, and you can fill it up there, it's drinking water. So, oh my god, thank god, I've done it, found somewhere. Oh, amazing. I'd love to stop and look at the watermill, but after this I've got to move on, I really do. So I mean, I had a little look at it, but you know, like proper go in the building and everything. You know, well, I think one day I'd love to come back to the Cotswolds. I'll add this and Broadway Tower to the list, and if the fountains down there are on when I come back, I'll add that one too. Oh my god, I'm so glad I was able to get water. I basically filled it up and downed most of it as soon as I did, and obviously refilled it. Oh god, how much better I feel though, honestly. And I had a brunch bar as well, so you know, it's full of oats and chocolate. Oh, I feel much better. But one thing though I cannot believe, as I was approaching Stanway, that was called, that little village, that hamlet. Once I left Stanton, I had a little sit down while I got out my power bank to charge my things and my water filter in case I needed it. And I paused my Strava, because that's what I'm doing to kind of track. I'm trying not to show my reflection. That's what I'm kind of doing to track my my progress and my miles and stuff and the route. And I forgot to resume it, and I was just outside of Stanton, and I was like, oh shit. So I'll add a mile, whatever mileage this turns out to be. I'll just add a mile on to make up for it. But I'm trying to show the screen, but it's just, you can just see the reflection. You can see that straight line there. That's where it cut out. That's where I paused it, and that's where I realised that's like a mile. Anyway, where am I now? How far to go for the day? Halfway. Nearly halfway, about halfway almost, maybe in another mile. God, and it's currently 3, so I remember saying that when it was 2 o'clock. That's gone really quick. That was an hour ago, as if. That does not feel like an hour ago. It was like 20 minutes ago. But anyway, I'm rambling again, so just gotta get a move on really. Blimey, let's hope not. Just see sheep, but it could always be in the next field. I don't know. Sometimes bulls don't really, you know, bother you, but I don't know. I've seen bulls chase people when I was younger, so I know they do, but it's probably not as common as people think. I say that, I'm not jinxing it for myself, but it is always a bit, puts you on edge. Right, so you're not going to believe what's happened. I was distracted, haven't been paying attention, and I was on the phone to my mum, haven't been checking my maps, made maybe a couple wrong turns. Look at where I've ended up. So the bold red line is where I'm meant to be. That's where I must have come off the route there. Look at where I am. So basically, I'm going to pass through this village, Didbrook, and then join the path to Hales, and then I should be back on route. But how the hell have I done that? I'm fine, you know what, I'm fine with it, like, whatever. I'm still exploring new ground, and this looks like a really cute village coming up, so not a big deal. And I was just looking, and if I did follow the path, then it's just more fields, which are very nice, but this might be a nice little village that I get to walk through, or hamlet, or I don't really know what it is. Possibly, like, yeah, it's road walking, but only for a mile until back on the path. As if, like, what is up with me today, honestly? Funny. But again, very good spirits. What on earth? Oh my god, what are they? So weird. Are they like eggs or something? Bug eggs or nests or something. That's so weird. I don't think I've ever seen those before. What's I saying? Anyway, I'm having a really good time and a really good day, and despite my little mishap, I'm still on track to making it to, well, it's just outside of Bishop's Cleeve, it's Woodmancote, where I'm going to tonight. I think I'll arrive there once I get into Winchcombe. If I decide to just walk it, then I'll probably arrive about 8 or 9. If I get a bus, because again, where I'm staying, it's like a mile or two, I think it's like 2 miles off route, so me getting a bus from Winchcombe wouldn't make a difference if tomorrow I just got the bus back, you know, from where I left off. And if I decide to do that, then it might be about 6ish, maybe. Well, it depends how frequent the buses are, to be honest, doesn't it? Could be 7, could even be 8. Let's say between 6 and 9. I think that's when I'll turn up.
Didbrook is a small village and former civil parish, now in the parish of Stanway, that lies near the foot of the Cotswold escarpment. The village lies in the very heart of the North Cotswolds. It's extremely peaceful and pretty, with its several excellent examples of medieval crook-framed cottages, and some later by comparison half-timbered Elizabethan houses and a cosy country inn.
See, this is a nice little place. Didbrook it's called, so it's not actually on the Cotswold Way, so unless you take a wrong turn like I did. But I'm glad for it, because it's not added on any more time. If anything, I think if I would have stuck on the trail it would have been a bit more winding, so might have even saved me some time, I really don't know, but I would have missed all this. Look, man, this is beautiful. Like, I'm sorry, I'm taking pictures as I'm doing this. Look at that, beautiful. So I think it's just like some fields that I'm missing, which again would have been lovely. I've enjoyed the field walking, don't get me wrong, but I love a good little hamlet, little village. It can make me happy. Okay, left. I've got to go left to join the path in Hales. Public footpath, right? Okay, it doesn't look like it. Look at these. Oh my god, apples. Are they crab apples or? I don't know, but oh wow, do you see what I mean? Jesus. This is lovely. Very narrow stained glass window. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. I feel like I'm spying, but it's just I'm appreciating the stained glass. Oh my god, there's a little bridge down there as well. Oh, that's lovely. I can't go that way because it will just take me too far away. What was that? Was that a train? Oh my god, as if it was a steam train. I can't believe that. Thank god I stopped and didn't continue then, because I'm so glad I went a few steps back to take that video. Oh my god. Wow. See, I would have missed that. Definitely what's it called? There's a little shed there. Oh, cute. Definitely a little blessing in disguise or whatever. So there's an apple tree through there, and these look like plums. I don't know, I'm not going to try them because I don't want to get ill if they're not edible, but like, look at that. Fruit trees, like, just I love to see fruit trees. I feel like I don't see them very much over here in the UK, so they're always nice to see. I'd love to have a lemon tree, but I don't know if the UK's got the climate for it. Lemon tree. I've got an olive tree in my garden. 2 olive trees actually. They're small because I've only got them recently. But yeah, which I love. Love olive trees. I'd love a plum tree, a lemon tree, maybe an apple tree. Even like, you know, to eat them would be great, but even just for the look of them, I love them. Yeah, there's the railway track for the train. The train that I just saw. I'm so glad that I did. So I think just through a field or two and I'll reach Hales and then be back on track. I think maybe it's through there where the path is that it seems to be on my map. It could even be up there, you know, but yeah, it joins on just there. It's cool to see hay bales looking like this, not wrapped in plastic and like rectangular, cuboid. Pretty cool. That reminds me actually, I got a kitten recently, and it reminds me because this kitten was found in a hay bale with a few others with its siblings. I was at a wedding a couple weeks ago, like a week and a half ago, in Thirsk, Yorkshire. So me and Cameron went to it was his friend's wedding. So we heard that through, you know, word of mouth. There was a farm nearby that were offering kittens free to a good home. So me and Cameron were looking at getting a cat at some point soon anyway. So we were like, why not just, you know, check it out? So we did, and we absolutely fell in love with the one we ended up getting. Oh my god, he's so cute. We didn't choose his name for about 4 days after bringing him home because we didn't know if it was a he or a she. You know, we took him to get vaccinated and all that, and just checked up and fleed and wormed and all that stuff at the vets. And because, you know, he come from a farm, so we want to check that he's all good. And and they found him when he was 6 weeks old. So yeah, that's when they found him in the hay bale. He was 6 weeks old. He was 8 weeks when we got him. He's about 9 weeks now. So yeah, that just reminds me of the hay bales, and he's so funny. So we ended up naming him Indiana Jones, or Indy, we call him for short. It was my idea. We had a few other names like Toasty, which is really cute, and Breakfast, and Soup, like food-based names, like Spaghetti and Pizza and all that. And then I just thought, when I was playing with him once, because he really came out of his shell and settled in really well. I'll add in some videos, like, why not? He came out of his shell and settled in really well, only after a couple of days, because obviously at first he was very timid. And he's so playful, and he loves just like wandering and running around and exploring. And in my head I was like, oh, he's a little adventurer, he's a little explorer. And I thought, Indiana Jones. I know Indiana Jones, obviously, you know, he's an adventurer, isn't he? He goes after artifacts and relics, and he loves history, and I was just like, perfect. So yeah, little Indy, he's adorable. I love him to bits, and I really, really miss him. I miss Cameron too, obviously. Oh, I can't wait to see him again. But I am enjoying myself. I'm not super homesick or anything. I know I do sometimes get homesick when I'm on the trail, but I've been alright actually. You know, I've been missing them, but I've not been down about it. So I don't know. It is only day 2 though. Oh my god, how cute is that little platform? Sorry about the wind, although it's cooling me down very nicely, but how cute is that? So that's Hales Station. On my maps, Hales, the place, is spelled with A-I-L-E-S, H-I-L-E-S, and this is spelled with a Y, so, you know, I don't know which way around it is. But look at that, how cute is that? If you want to get a little steam train. Okay, I guess it's Hales with a Y then. Fruit farm. That is so cute. Just seems like a very fruity place. Fruity, I mean, like, I've seen loads of fruit trees, obviously. Just lovely, very wholesome. Oh, there's such an amazing smell in the air. It's like, I can't tell if it's a wood fire or a coal fire. It kind of smells a bit more like a coal fire, but it's just so... smells so good. See, Hales, they've spelled Hales with an AI there. You know what, I'll look into this, because it has Hales with a Y there and Hales Abbey with a Y, but Hales Manor and Hales Railway Station with an AI. I just wonder if there's just two spellings and they just haven't settled on one, or maybe there's a traditional spelling and a modern spelling. I don't know. I'll look into it and let you guys know.
So the spelling of Hales depends on the context, and either spelling would be correct. The official spelling for the village and abbey is Hailes, though the railway station and fruit farm use Hales spelled Hayles to maintain a connection to the original name, as it used to be spelled that way.
Oh wow. There we go, there's our sign for the Cotswold Way, so that's where it comes and that's where I've come from and this is where it joins, so good to see that again. I got worried for a second when I saw this because look, I don't really want to go through there, it's nettles and whatever, and it looked like the Cotswold Way, but I think that was meant to point that way and it's just overgrown. Check my map, it is this way, luckily, and I checked if I were to go that way it would have taken me in the opposite direction. So good thing I've got offline maps, good thing I've got Hiker 50% off, guys. TinyPine 50 if you want a subscription. Again, just thought I'd mention, it's brilliant. Saved me when I actually remember to check and don't miss the route because I'm distracted. I would have thought, oh, looks like it's that way, but nope, it's not. Harvester down there making that ungodly noise. Also, just seen, look at those hay bales. I'll zoom in on my camera, but they're massive. They're like stacked really high. I've not seen that before. Like cuboid hay bales, but like stacked up. I wonder if it'll pick up on camera because that's interesting. So down there, just come into view Winchcombe or Winchcombe. Also, my Bolton really came out then, didn't it? Winchcombe or Winchcombe, I don't know how the hell you pronounce it, I don't know. I'll find out. And yeah, so down there where all the houses are, what I'm going to do, because Bishop's Cleeve, oh wow, look at all that. Bishop's Cleeve and Woodmancote. Woodmancote is where I'm staying, just outside of Bishop's Cleeve. Is over there. The path after Winchcombe takes me up over there and along there, so I'm thinking and then there's Cleeve Hill just over there. Oh, there's a beautiful Irish wolfhound there. You can't really see it, but oh, I love Irish wolfhounds. I think they're beautiful. Yeah, so I might get a bus, but I need to see one, if they're running, and also how often they're running, because it might stop at a certain time or they might be like 2 hours apart or something like that. Oh, there is footprints, paw prints even. Oh god, that breeze is good. Sorry if it's loud though. Oh, just so picturesque right here. Just, oh my god, I love it. Right, I need to stop getting distracted. Yes, I might get a bus. Maybe, I'll see. That's all I had to say. Oh my god.
The name Winchcombe derives from Old English Winchcombe, spelled Wincelcumb, meaning Carnacum or valley.
Hey! Oh, that was so cute.
In Anglo-Saxon times, Winchcombe was a major community in Mercia, one of the principal kingdoms founded at the end of sub-Roman Britain, settled by Anglo-Saxons in the Heptarchy era, which was a division of Anglo-Saxon England between the 6th and the 8th centuries into the 7 kingdoms. Mercia was a dominant power for about 300 years, and King Coenwulf of Mercia favoured Winchcombe, and his son St Kenelm is believed to be buried here. In the 11th century, the town was briefly the town of Winchcombeshire. During the anarchy of the 12th century, a civil war in England and Normandy, which resulted in a widespread breakdown in law and order, a Motte and Bailey castle was built for Empress Matilda, but its exact site is unknown. During the Stuart Restoration period, the reinstatement of the Stuart monarchy in England, Scotland and Ireland that replaced the Commonwealth after the execution of Charles I, Winchcombe was noted for cattle rustling and other lawlessness attributed in part to poverty. Local people seeking a living took to growing tobacco as a cash crop, although the practice has been outlawed since the Commonwealth period, and soldiers would be sent in to destroy the crops. On the 28th of February 2021, fragments of the Winchcombe meteorite, originating from the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, fell on a house driveway. The meteorite, a rare carbonaceous chondrite, one of the most primitive known meteorites, offering pristine material from the beginnings of the solar system 4.6 billion years ago. Luckily, the meteorite fragment was preserved due to its prompt collection by a local resident about 12 hours after falling to Earth. Another fragment of this meteorite was found by researchers on a local farm, and some of these meteorite fragments were put on display at the town museum. Since my accommodation was a little off-route, I decided to catch a bus to save myself at least 4 miles that would have been just walking through suburban areas.
Okay, so I'm in Bishop's Cleeve now. It's an Italian restaurant there. It smells amazing. It's making me so hungry. So I'm walking through the graveyard. The closest stop to where I need to be, Woodmancote, it was the Mill Parade stop. So I need to walk a mile. There's a squirrel there. Oh. So I need to walk a mile basically. Which, you know, whatever, it's fine. It'll take me maybe 20 minutes, half an hour or something. Oh, there's 2 on a bed. That is so cute. Oh my god. No way. How's it? Hi. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, I love squirrels so much. Hang on, where am I going now? So, yeah, I'm just walking a mile, so I should get there about, it's 10 to 7 now, and it won't find me. The signal around here is so bad. I think it's this way. I should get there before 7:30, I think maybe 7:15, so yeah, I think that's good timing, you know. Oh, there's another one. And so many squirrels. He's like running between the graves. Oh. So yeah, I've let him know, you know, I think 7's fine. I just didn't want to arrive too late, that's the thing. That looks really nice. I'm going to take a picture. Huh, that's a funny looking tree. I'll take a picture of that. Yeah, anyway, what I was trying to say, before I got distracted about 10 times. Oh my god. Oh. I have to stop talking when I see people because I get too nervous. I don't want them to see me talking to my camera. I'm working on it. It's something I'm working on, but yeah, so I'm figuring out how to get there now. Yeah, the reason I chose to get a bus is because if I would have gone up, which I'm doing tomorrow, I'm going to go up Cleve Hill tomorrow instead of tonight. If I would have just walked it here like I was initially planning on doing, then I would have arrived maybe about 10 o'clock or something like that, possibly later. But so I just thought, you know what, I'd rather just spend £2 to get a bus and figure it out tomorrow whether I get a bus back there and then continue, or because I'd have to walk another mile back and then start the hike, or I could just walk straight up Cleve Hill from Woodmancote tomorrow, which I might do, to be honest. It looks better. I don't want to miss Cleve Hill, there's no way I'm not doing it. And there is a path that takes me there from Woodmancote to rejoin the path. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, I think. I thought that was a real horse. So where the path, the route actually is currently, it's up on that hill where those sparse trees are. That's where I am now. So that's the red path, and I can literally just walk straight there, and that is Cleve Hill, and I would literally just climb, get to the highest point of the trail, and join the trail there. So, you know, be honest, what would you guys do? I would just go straight up there. That's where I got the bus from, and it kind of went all the way down and around, whereas if I were to walk it, that would have been like a good 2.5 minimum hours. So yeah, it just makes sense to me. Tomorrow's another long day, at least 15 miles, so, and that's how many I've done today. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm happy with that. Hey guys, so I've just had my food. I've been downstairs and I've chatted to the host Graham. He is lovely and so helpful, but also gives you your own space, isn't overbearing. But it's so cool just to sit here and see where I'm going to be tomorrow. Up on the hills up there. I can walk straight up there. It's about a couple miles till I get to the path, so yeah, and I did an extra, I think, mile today, so yeah, I mean, it adds up to the I'm making it up for miles, so tomorrow I'm gonna walk straight up there. And Cleve Hill is 3 miles from Winchcombe, and because I'm going straight up there from here, I've actually done an extra 3 miles, so mileage not an issue. I've justified it to myself anyway, so I'm just sat in bed watching TV, watching the sun go down or the sky get dark, and yeah, gonna get a good night's sleep. I'm gonna nod off. What time is it now? And it's 8:30. I arrived, I think, just over an hour ago, so I'm gonna get an early-ish night. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night.